I am now going to be seeing the Cave of the Winds. We're looking at this view here first.
That's dangerous, Daddy.
No, it's not that far. It's not like it's
On the edge of a cliff.
That's Cave of the Winds? No. You still gotta drive up the mountainside to view the gorgeous mountains.
I'm going to turn off so I can at least get some photos. So stay tuned.
Allie would have liked to rock climb.
Yeah. We're here at Cave of the Winds right now. Looking at this obstacle course they got.
Oh, that I'm definitely not doing.
And a rock climbing zone.
Oh, man.
Here, look at this view here, folks.
This is crazy.
Now, I don't know if I'll get much footage inside the cave because it might be dark, so apologize in advance. I'm going to try my best.
Just a couple of quick rules I have to cover with you all. The first, when we're inside the cave, there's no touching of the walls, leaning on the walls, or touching the formations. Basically, the oils on our skin and the lymph from our clothing get into our formations and walls and kill them, so don't want that to happen. Our second rule here, even though it is Colorado, there's no smoking or vaping allowed inside of our cave system. If any of those devices, please keep them away. Our third rule, there's no chewing tobacco, gum, candy, sugary drinks. The only thing we allow is bottled water. If you folks have some drinks that you I need to stress you all that no way, shape, or form are you ever stuck inside this cave with me. There's some extremely small tunnels ahead of us and some extremely dark places as well. So if you're claustrophobic or afraid of the dark, this is not the place for you. That being said, at any time during our tour, if you would like to leave, once again, my name is Laura. Please come in. Now, that's everywhere. Our story in the cave begins in 1880. Two young boys, George and John Higgett, they're hiking through Belize Canyon when they heard a low, whistling noise. Kind of like when you go to the top of a bottle took 100 times ladder. So these boys were curious and they had to go check things out. What they found were two massive sinkholes. They looked inside of these sinkholes, they saw how dark they were, and they still went in. They only in our original tour here, it actually took about 45 minutes to an hour of crawling to even reach this room. You'd have to do so through this tunnel right up here. Now for reference, that took all of us about 4 minutes, because we can actually walk instead of crawl. Now we're able to do that because of a process called cave pushing. Up where the smooth stone meets the rough stone is where we've done this process. So where the smooth stone is, that is actually our original cave floor. So where we're all standing used to be a bunch of rocks, dirt, sediments, things like that. So we had to push all of those out of the way into passageways that lead to nowhere, like that one, right behind us. As well, up here on the ceiling, if you noticed all these funky black dots, these are candle slit marks. Because on our original tours in 1881, people didn't have these handy flashlights. So they crawled out of that tunnel right there. They put on their lights there. And then they climbed up this ladder in what we like to call total cave darkness. More on that a bit later. As well, up here on the ceiling, these are what we like to call ribbon stalactites. Now, ribbon stalactites form kind of in the same ways when you're doing the dishes and the water slowly trickles down your arm. Minerals are deposited on this slanted cave ceiling, and over time they start to make these awesome formations. But I mean, we don't allow any food in the cave, so when I give these tours, I get so hungry. So to make myself feel just a little bit better here in the cave, I call that formation cave bacon. But easier to remember as well. And right over here, this funky looking 7 is what we call a helictite. Now, helictites are different from stalactites because if you look really closely, it actually has a portion that's growing sideways. And because of that portion, it's a little bit of a scientific mystery. No one's positive on how it formed. Here at Cave of the Winds, so we have one theory, and that is wind. Now, over to our far right in this room, this funky looking pillar thing is what we call a broken column. When we discovered this room in 1929, it was actually discovered broken. So we think either an ancient mudslide or maybe some plate tectonics might have broken that column before recorded time. That being said though, because they'll never meet up in the same way ever again, I like to call the top one Romeo and the bottom one Juliet.
Romeo and Juliet.
Now there's one more formation I'd like to point out to you all. It's right up here. It's called our Colorado cave bacon. It's our largest piece of cave bacon in our entire cave. It's about 4 feet long and 1 foot wide. But unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, all that science you see, that's about 50 years worth of human pig oil and bacteria. Unfortunately, because of all that oil and bacteria, Pigot's column is dead. It is no longer able to grow. Scientists estimate it will be about 8,000 years before it begins to grow again. So please, out of respect of our entire cave system and Pigot's column, don't touch it as we go by.
Minecraft. Yeah.
Coming up to a thing we're allowed to touch. Coming up here, folks. I'm going to touch it myself. Smooth. Nice and smooth.
To my group to enter into a room, just give me a big last, so know we're all here. So this right in front of us is what we like to call the Boston Avenue. Now, when our first guests came here, they were from the East Coast, so when they went through this tunnel, it reminded them of the winding streets of the city of Boston. But unlike the actual city of Boston, our Boston Avenue has a clearance of 4'10". So if you're taller than 4'10", done. Alright, so welcome to Coral Dome. You can probably guess Coral Dome is named after the beautiful cave coral in this room. There's some awesome pieces on this wall right over here, and some beginnings of some right over here as well. And if you turn all the way around, there's another super awesome piece of cave coral. And then there's this. This is what we like to call our stalactite. I promise you, it's not just any old ordinary light bulb. It was the first light bulb to be placed into our cave system. We put that in on July 4th, 1907. Not only that, but that light bulb is a Thomas Edison original design light bulb.
Oh!
I know, right? Yeah. And on its centennial anniversary in 2007, we took down that light bulb hooked up to a battery, and it still worked. So, good on you, Thomas Edison. We're the third cave system in the United States to even get electricity. The first was the Ray Caverns in Virginia, and the second was Glenwood Caverns in Glenwood Springs, Colorado. Now, before we head up these stairs right here, I have to introduce you to two of my friends here. So his name is Ping, his name is Pong. If you meet Ping, then you're gonna meet Pong. So, watch your head instead.
Ping pong. What's this thing?
Don't worry. It's not a trash can. Please don't throw your trash in there. There's a lot of pennies in it, though.
That's one.
Last one, perfect. All right, so welcome to the Old Maid's Kitchen. Now, this room is called that because in 1910, on one of our original tours, two young ladies entered into this room. Now, they're both called Old Maids because they're both the age of 18 and unmarried, so they were deemed unworthy to marry for the rest of their lives. So by that absolutely lovely standard, I'd also be an old maid, so what can you do? So our two young ladies entered into this room through this tunnel right here. Right below that was that ladder in total cave darkness, so they're expecting a little bit of a reward. They climbed a ladder they couldn't even see, but instead, eyes are more rocks. They were so extremely disappointed by this that they asked their tour guide if they could leave 2 silver hairpins on this shelf right here, so that the next tour would have something pretty to look at. The tour guide agreed, so they left those silver hairpins and continued on their tour. A year later, our two young ladies came back and they were married to extremely wealthy husbands. And so the legend began. It said that if you put a silver hairpin on this shelf, you'll have a year of good luck and a possible marriage. But if it falls off, you'll have a year of bad luck and a possible divorce. Now, unfortunately, we did have to stop this practice in 2009 because if you look right here, that shelf actually began to crack from all of that weight. So we had to reinforce it with concrete. Yes, it's extremely heavy. But because we can't throw anything onto the shelf anymore, we transferred all the magical powers of that shelf into that brown bin right in front of it. So, if you folks are feeling lucky, toss in a coin. All the proceeds for that bin do go to local Manatee Springs charities. And there's one more formation I'd like to point out before we leave. It's this set of stairs. This is called our hollow. Ow! That's so funny. You valid. That's so funny. That's like right behind. Yeah.
Have you seen wildlife there?
I've seen like some deer back there. I think maybe the occasional like, like bear. But other than that, nothing much. Deer cave system. And instead of forming from top to bottom like the rest of our cave, the Zephyr Dome actually formed from bottom to top. As water began to leak into those lifelines, that carbonic acid began forming once more. It slowly made its way up the dome, making all the rocks inside extremely smooth. Now, eventually, the water reached the top. The walls couldn't take all that pressure, so it burst out right there. Now, I encourage each and every one of you to take a really good look inside a Zephyr Dome because I had to think it was cloud watching. Like, and our folks in the front have already spotted a face. Let's see. Oh, like right there, if you look, I see like a foot. So, look how see foot. As well, this is going to be the last new room that we discovered together, so it's time for me to turn into a walking infomercial of this gorgeous photos I took of you all. And you guys knew what's coming. So we're going to go through this tunnel directly through Canopy Hall with no stops, and I will hand your photos back. If you want the hard copy, I give you it's $15. Any additional hard copy is fine. Now, if you want a USB drive with your photo on it as a JPEG, as well as 30 other professional photos of our case system you didn't see today, it's also $15. If you want the USB and the hard copy together, it's $19.98. I promise I'm done. That being said, before we do head through this tunnel, you probably noticed it looks a bit funky. That's because this is a man-made tunnel. It was put in place in 1960, so we didn't have to go back down that 3'8" clearance. And although it's man-made, it's not man height, so watch your kids. It's not that hot. I know, but it's weird. It does. I'm just here right day do you get? Like,
It's actually not a
on a really busy day, like, I usually go in and out about 8 or 9 times. It's gotten to the point where, like,
Wow.
Here we are at the end of the tour.
So if we don't
Approximately how many tours a day?
Well, we're leaving the Cave of the Winds. Hope you enjoyed that tour with what I could put on. Stay tuned for more Colorado adventures.
I'm not over 250.
This is RCT 126 signing out.